Okay, pumpkins. Like I told you, I'm gonna finish the apples and pumpkin stories this week. So here's what we're gonna do. This one is called Pumpkin Pumpkin by Jeannie Titherington. And this one actually, this is a really beautiful title page. Doesn't it have a pretty title page? And then it has a really interesting, this is the dedication page. And it says, for James and the fish. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a pretty cool thing, doesn't it? All right, so here is the seed, and it says, Jamie planted a pumpkin seed. So now we know what the steps are, right? What comes up first? Yeah, there's Jamie watching. And the pumpkin seed grew a pumpkin sprout. And you know that word sprout because we went over that vocabulary. And there he is, he's still watching. And now what happens? Remember, the pumpkin plant is a vine, right? And the pumpkin sprout grew a pumpkin plant. And then look what happens. It's the blossom, right? And the pumpkin plant grew a pumpkin flower. And here we go. Now it gets the little green bulb, right? And the pumpkin flower grew a pumpkin. And then it turns from green to orange. There's Jamie watching with a frog on his head. What? And the pumpkin grew. Look, now it's bigger. And grew. Aren't these illustrations beautiful? And grew. Look at him, carrying his pumpkin in a wagon. Until Jamie picked it, which is what you would do, right? You would wait till it gets big enough and orange enough and ready. Ah, look what he did. And then Jamie scooped out the pumpkin pulp, carved a pumpkin face, and put it in the window, but he saved 6 pumpkin seeds for planting in the spring. So he is going to grow. Now, we roasted ours and used ours for counting and played with them. You were allowed to, by the way, eat them, and they were safe because I made them and or I had already roasted them. So they were dried out and safe. They also didn't have any salt on them or anything, so they weren't super tasty, I'm sure. But a couple of you said that you put them in your mouth, and that's okay. But so he took his and he's going to replant and make new pumpkins. So technically, if you guys had gotten a pumpkin, you could do the same thing. All right, I will see you later. When you pop on, I want you to tell me the steps for a pumpkin to be raised and the steps for an apple to be raised. So be ready when you come on. See you in a little bit.